When you get into your ChatGPT account, you're going to see a few things. First, you're going to see this where it says, what can I help with? This is where you're going to put the prompts. This would be a normal chat in ChatGPT. So if you want to just go back and forth with it, you can do that right here. But let's say that you have a very specific way of doing things, a system, a protocol, an SOP. Instead of having to remind ChatGPT that every single time you use it, what you can do instead is create a GPT. So if it's something that's one-off that you aren't really doing again and again, then a chat is perfect for this. But if it's something that you have a process for, an SOP or standard operating procedure, something that you've systemized, then that's where really we want to use a GPT. So over here on the left, you'll see a few of my GPTs, and there might be some that you already have on the side here too. So here I have my copy review GPT. This is where I have a special way that I review copy. I reviewed copy for 4 or 5 years now, and I have tons of Loom videos, tons of transcripts of how I review copy. We have my hooks GPT, Instagram GPT, and a ton of others. You can click here where it says explore GPTs, and you'll see some of the other ones that other people have made. You can also look here to see the different kinds and then just click on it and it's going to come up for you. Now let's say you want to make your own. You have a special way of doing things. You're going to go up here to where it says create. Click that button. And now what we're going to do is go to the create button up here. You may be thinking, why don't we just stick with the configure section? And that's because we can actually have it fill in things for us instead of us having to fill it in from scratch. Next, we're going to click create and we're going to start building out this GPT. So what we're going to do is tell it what we want. Now, what I like to do is go to another tab of ChatGPT and help it brainstorm what it is that I want the GPT to do. So to have ChatGPT help us come up with this idea, you're going to put into a new chat what it is that you want the GPT to do. And again, this is something that you do a really specific way, a process you have, a system you have. So here I'm going to say, I want you to help me create a GPT that helps women with type 2 diabetes figure out an exercise plan that works for them and takes into consideration their goals, lifestyles, obligation, responsibilities, time, etc. So this would be perfect for me. Let's say I'm a health coach or a fitness professional, and I work specifically with women that have type 2 diabetes. Next, I'm going to look at what it came up with, and let's say I like everything that I'm seeing. Now, I likely will have my certain way of doing things. I might have it recorded, I might not, but we want to have your special way of doing things. We're going to use that in a second. So this kind of comes up with what the GPT will do, what it's going to ask. This is perfect. So now the next thing I want to do is have it come up with the instructions to give the GPT. I'm going to press enter on that. And in the meantime, I'm also going to copy and paste all of this and put this into ChatGPT as well. So going back to the other tab that I had the GPT open where it says create, I'm going to put all of this information in. Okay. And I'm going to press enter. Now let's see, we have the instructions. So what's going to happen now is this is going to update the GPT and come up with a name, and then it's going to come up with a picture. So for me, because I have purple hair, I always have it give me a profile picture of somebody, a woman with purple hair. You can make the profile picture whatever you want. It really doesn't matter. So now that we've added that information, we've answered the questions, I'm going to look in the configure section and you can see it filled this in for us. And that's why we want to start with create. So now that it filled this in, we can say what kind of refinements we want. I can also add in more information here. So I'm going to go ahead and pull all of this information in. And I would also have looked over it too to make sure I like it and it's what I'm looking for. You'll see that it's updating. Soon it should update with the name here, but this was all from ChatGPT. A GPT is basically where you are using ChatGPT and then training it on something really specific. All right, and you can see that now we have personalized exercise coach for women with type 2 diabetes. We have that name. I'm going to go ahead and say create a profile picture for it with a woman with long purple hair. Okay, and you'll see here it says error saving draft. Looks like it's because this is a little bit too long. Okay, so I updated this. We have the profile picture now. Now I'm going to click create, and I'm going to change it to anyone with a link so that I can share it with whoever I want to share it with. I clicked update. All right, now what I want to do next is test it. So I'm going to exit out of that, and then I'm going to go ahead and go back and forth on testing it. The other thing that I'm going to do is click configure. I'm going to look through here, make sure there's nothing I want to change in the instructions. Conversation starters, I usually take that out. I don't think it's really necessary. I also add this one, code interpreter and data analysis, so that it can review the files I want it to review. And then finally, I'm going to click upload files. Now, this is really where you can make it super, super specific. So let's say I have a certain kind of exercise that I recommend for women with type 2 diabetes. I'm going to upload information about those exercises. Or if I'm doing some kind of training, I'm going to put transcripts from that in there. But the knowledge base here, this is basically what's that extra information or that extra knowledge that I want it to have. And so by uploading those files, that's how I really make it super, super specific to my way of doing things. And so when we're looking at the difference between a chat and a GPT, a chat, you're telling it on a one-off something that you want. So here I might say, come up with an exercise plan for me. But I'm going to have to either add in information. When I click upload from computer, I can add in information there. Or I need to remind it, here's the information that I want you to know. But with a GPT, I could use this every single day or every single week, and it's already going to have that knowledge base, that information I want it to have. So I don't have to keep reminding it. I don't have to keep going in depth on it. This is really good. A GPT is really good for something that you use a lot, that you use more than once, or something that you want your clients to do a specific way. So for me, for example, I have the Brittany Long AI Copy Review GPT. My AI 200K students, they can submit copy and I'll review it. But let's say they want it reviewed faster. Instead of waiting, they can just go here, put in the copy, and it's going to review it like I would review it. And it reviews it like I would review it based on the transcripts from hundreds of reviews that I've done over the years. I also created an email rubric, sales copy rubric, and then example transcripts where I'm actually reviewing copy in the transcripts. And then the sales copy rubric and email rubric, this is just a specific way that I do things. I had it review how I do things and then create a rubric so that now every time it looks at the copy, it bases it on how I would normally respond and then on how it rates on its own rubric that I created for it. And so now I know that when they're getting their copy reviewed, even if they want to do it in between the sessions that we have, they're able to do it and they're able to do it quickly and they're able to do it in the way that I would recommend. This means that I can help them get from point A to point B much, much faster. So yes, I use GPTs for me personally, but I also use it for my clients that I'm working with also to help them get results faster. And that's the difference between a GPT and a chat.